Today's project's going to be this old lawnmower with a 3.5 horse Briggs and Stratton engine on it. We pulled it out of a barn. It's been sitting for at least 15 years. So we'll play with it and see what it takes to get it running, if we can get it running. First thing we're going to do is put a tie strap on the handlebars here to where we can pull it over. It does have compression and not seized up. That's a good sign. Next we'll check for spark. Well, somebody's screwed around with this before. It's got some mechanics wire holding the spark plug wire onto the spark plug. We'll get that ripped off there and see what that's all about. Never seen anybody do something like this before. The cap's still there. I don't understand what the reason for the wire is. Yeah, if it wasn't holding tight, all you do is you just give it a little squeeze with a pair of pliers and you're back in business, but don't quite understand the thought behind that. We do have our spark tester. We'll plug that in and give it a shot. Bring you over to the dark side here. Not sure you can pick that up on the camera or not, but it is sparking. Let's see if we can get a little closer to pick that up. I'm surprised with that. We got compression and spark, so we're getting there. We probably should pull the spark plug, clean it up before we go any further. Yeah, it's well used, but we'll clean it up. We're just going to take a wire brush to the spark plug to clean it up. It's not really that bad. There is a little bit of carbon in between the porcelain and the edge of the spark plug in here. We'll put a little carb cleaner in there and see if we can't blow it out a little bit. Yeah, blew some of the chunks out. We'll just use some compressed air. Well, that looks pretty decent. I think we can live with that. Now this cylinder has to be pretty dry too. Hasn't been running so long. I'll give it just a little shot of the stable fogging oil in there, just to give it a little bit of lubrication. pull it over a few times just to move that around. I do want to clean up the rust on the end of the spark plug and on the end of the coil wire as well. I'll just use a little scrap piece of sandpaper and clean that up. It'll give us a little better connection. I'll try rolling this up and see if we can't get it on the inside of that coil lead. This should give us a lot better connection between the wire and the spark plug. Let's get some of the crud and rust off there. A little better job than that yet. Oh, the sandpaper's not really holding up. There, it's a little bit shiny in there. That should do. Now we'll put the spark plug back in. Actually, let's just take a look to see if it's how good it sparks. See if we can get that to show up on the camera. And that fits on there fairly tight. I have no idea what all that mechanics wire was for. See if we can zoom in and catch that. Yeah, I think we can see that on the camera, can't we? We're getting a good spark. Oh, we were until we dropped it. No, it didn't land on the electrode. Gap's still good. Maybe it is a hair loose, but we can give it a pinch. There, that's good and snug now. Next, we'll pull out the air cleaner. We've got compression, we got spark, so next is fuel. Oh, that's kind of nasty. It's been a while since that's been cleaned, if ever. We'll look after that in a minute. What we'll do is just pour a little bit of gas down the spark plug, or down the carburetor throat. Just see if we can't get it to fire. What I usually do is I just pour a little bit of fuel in a lid on a spray can or an aerosol can. Just gives you a little better control to pour. You can pinch it. You don't end up spilling any. Just an ounce or so. Well, that didn't take a whole lot of effort after sitting for so long. Guess we'll check out what's in the fuel tank and see if we actually need to clean the carburetor or not. There is one thing we should have done before we tried to start it. Yeah, you guessed it. We should have checked the oil. Well, lucky for us, there is some oil in it. It doesn't look very clean. Yeah, some oil in it, but it's not up to the full line, that's for sure. So let's top that up next. Yeah, I'm pretty cheap. I'm using used 30 weight out of my rider to top this up. So it's just got one season on it. It's not too dirty. Don't want to put a quart of brand new oil in it when we don't even know if it's going to run very good or not. So this will work for now. No need to waste good oil. Not quite there yet. There, we're up to the full line now. We filled up a bucket with some dish soap and some hot water, and that's what we're gonna use to clean our air filter. Whoa, maybe not. It's coming apart in pieces. Yeah, that's not usable. Wow. I guess that can go straight in the garbage. That's just disintegrating. Well, went through my parts bin and I found another air cleaner, the same style and shape. Maybe this will be in a little better shape. Oh yeah, I come out in one piece. Oh geez, if not, we might have to spend $1.95 on a new one. We'll clean that up a little bit. Work the hot soapy water through it, and then we'll rinse it off and let it dry. Not in great shape, but that'll do for now. We'll check out the inside of the gas tank. If that's clean, maybe we'll just throw some gas in there. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. I'm not sure I can zoom in and see in there, but it doesn't look too bad. Get a light and it's a little bit of stale fuel, a little bit of rust. Yeah, maybe we should rinse it out. Yeah, we'll do that. There's only a couple bolts holding the tank on. This one's got a spacer behind it, so make sure you keep track of that. That was a 1/2 inch. Seven 16ths this one. There's the spacer I was talking about. We just need to disconnect the linkage here. There, it popped right off. It goes in that hole there. So we can take it over the parts cleaner, I think, because the whole tank is dirty on the top. So yeah, we'll just rinse the whole thing out in the parts cleaner. That came good and clean. We just have to dry it off now. We'll blow some compressed air on it. Get out, I'll need a little parts cleaner fluid that's in there and rinse it out with a little bit of gas, and we'll put it back on. Pour in a little bit of fresh gas just to rinse out that little bit of arsol in there. Just a bit. We'll just go dump that and bolt it back on. And so first thing we're going to do to put this back on is we'll put the throttle control back through the right part on the carburetor here, and it goes in this hole here, not the center one. We'll feed that through. We'll push the carburetor on and make sure the PCV line goes on too. Alright. We'll put our bolt back in, and not forgetting our spacer. Now that we got that started, we'll get the front bolt started too. More dirt. All right. Alright, that's tight. Put some fuel in it. That should do. Alright, pull all the stuff we got sitting on the mower off. I'm just gonna put a little bit of fuel down the throat of the carburetor. Do that again just to help it fire up. We'll see if it stays running this time. I guess I have to fix the pull start too. That was almost too easy. I guess we'll just put the air cleaner back together, sharpen the blade, and call it a day. That was really simple to get this thing running again after, oh, at least 15 years, I bet. The recoil is only working part of the time, so we'll pop it off. My guess is all we're going to have to do is clean it up, maybe put a little fluid film in there for lube, and it'll work again. Just have to take off the throttle control cable here. And then there's 3 bolts, 7/16. Been a while since I've had one of these apart. Take these 2 screws and hold the screen on. Now this should just pry up if I remember right. Yeah, you can see the ball bearings in there. They're pretty rusty. This one's not even dropping down. There we go. Yeah, let's pull that apart. This just lifts off, I think. Yep. Pull the ball bearings out. Oh, they're crusty. We'll spray some cleaner in here. Whoa, don't lose them. There we go. One more. We'll clean those up. Spray some cleaner into here. Wipe everything down and reassemble it. We'll just use some brake clean to clean that out. That, maybe a little compressed air, and we should be good. Put the bearings back in. Oh, this goes first, I guess. Give that a little shot of lube too. Oh, fluid film's about empty. I got some general purpose PB blaster here. I lifted up on that by accident, so I'll have to take those bearings back out again. Doesn't seem too smooth. Well, maybe I'll try some different kind of lubricant. Well, let's just try a couple drops of regular oil in here. No idea why, but that seems to be working better. All right, put the cover back on. Couple taps. Next will be the screen. Find our holes here. There we go. Those aren't the holes that come out of. There we go. Sounds better. Now I'll tighten up the bolts for the pull start shroud. Screw back in for the throttle control. Well, let's give it another try. Guess the only thing left to do would be sharpen the blade, right? Quick work of this. Other than being very rusty, the blade is in pretty good shape. Should sharpen up nice. We've got a fresh edge on this old blade here. Get ready to bolt it back on. Need to line it up first. There we go. Whoop. Knocking it around. That should be good. Just got the impact set on the softest setting. Well, it looks like we're pretty much done with this. Wasn't much of a challenge to get it running. There is one more mower over in that barn. It's pretty nasty. That might be a little more work to get that one running. Maybe we'll go grab it and see what we can do with it. Well, anyways, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. And thanks for watching.